was a bit of outrage at the weekend over people waving EU flags at the last night of the Proms, and a suggestion that the BBC should not have allowed this. I was quite surprised at that, because I did actually get a breaking news alert from the BBC at one point urging me to tune in right now because they were about to sing Rule Britannia, and I thought, okay, you're really covering your backs here, guys. But why does this mere gesture, something which is, at best poignant, at worst really quite sad in a way, why does it seem to infuriate some Brexiters to see people exerting their right to wave a small paper flag?
Well, I think it's like a triple threat, isn't it? Because it's sort of posh people who like music, classical music, London, and the BBC. So it's the three things that Brexiteers, famously hate, even though they are all of those three things often. I also think it just shows the fragility of their position. It's a bit like what we were talking about earlier about how humour can help you through dark times. I feel like it's partly people celebrating being feeling European and wanting to celebrate the EU and the Council of Europe and all that sort of thing. But it is also a little bit taking the piss, I think. I think it's a little bit people going, this is quite funny. It's quite funny waving an EU flag at the last night of the Proms. There's a sort of British sort of silliness about it, I think, and anti-establishmentism, which is ironic because they're always going on about being anti-establishment. But it shows that they feel very fragile about it, and any mockery, any suggestion that they don't have the support of everybody is somehow jumped on as being sort of a terrible thing. And I think I like it. I think it's funny. I mean, it's annoying all the right people. Richard Tice, the leader of Reform UK, said on Twitter, and it was picked up by The Express, that it should be banned. The EU flag should be banned. But there is a group doing it. There is a specific group called Thank EU for the Music. Lovely stuff. And they're funded by donations, apparently. And so people, every year, they give out EU flags. But no one's forced to take them in. They only take them in if they want to. And I think it's fun.
It's so funny how it's the same people who are banging on about the importance of free speech.
Cancel culture.
Who every type of protest that you can imagine is the wrong thing. If you're gluing yourself to things, that's bad. If you are walking too slowly, that's bad. You're disrupting people's day, you're disrupting the cricket, you're disrupting Wimbledon or whatever. And all of those things, you can kind of go, okay, so that stuff is like genuinely disruptive. I don't agree necessarily that it should be banned, but I can see where you're coming from. You're waving a flag and I have to look at it. I mean, how fragile, how snowflakey do you have to be to get that upset by somebody waving a flag? It is the most softest, most peaceful, least disruptive type of protest imaginable, but it's just seeing it is triggering.
And also they went on and on about Rule Britannia being the song that, there was various tweets saying, I wonder what happened during Rule Britannia. And of course, I think what was interesting about it is people still sang Rule Britannia with all their gusto, but it was a fun sort of juxtaposition of we've got this Rule Britannia song which lots of people think is really important and powerful, but also is from a different era and isn't really what our country is about anymore.
The lyrics of Rule Britannia are crazy. I mean,
the idea of calling, Britons shall never be slaves, and sort of somehow
Britannia rules
that.
The waves. What?
Yeah.
It's just history, but it's nostalgia.
Yeah, it's nostalgia, and so the EU, in a way, I almost feel like it's nostalgia for the Remain supporters. They're saying we're waving our flags for this is what we used to enjoy doing.